Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the comedic stylings of Daldameht. Thanks. I could never get into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I was a kid. I thought that was racist. In the theme song, they promote Turtle Power! Turtle Power! One man's trash is another man's treasure. So I robbed the garbage man. Bought a really good water filter, put it on my sink, turn it on, only fluoride comes out. They say imagine the audience in their underwear if you're nervous speaking in public, which makes me really suspicious of kindergarten teachers. I'm definitely not a racist. Just the other day, I let a group of skinheads beat me up. God created light for the universe, so I don't envy his electric bill. Whenever you join a new community, they read you the bylaws of that community. I don't need to know the bylaws, because I only like women. I have a growing fat girl fetish. I'm kidding. I have 3 qualities I look for in a woman. Loyal like a guard dog, smart like Algernon, and modest like a proposal. Minus the baby eating. Some people are legally blind. I illegally see. I'm wanted for 50,000 counts of lawful vision. I was once robbed by loose leaf paper, so to defend myself, I brought a staple gun. Don't try it, or I will temporarily affix you by the corner. I envy the bravery of amputees, because they have nothing to lose. I'm a big fan of cutting out the middleman, so I found him and cut out his torso. I was in the middle lane of a highway and all the cars were honking at me. To the left of me, to the right of me, all the cars were honking at me. Apparently, they like it when you're also in a car. As I continued down the road, I approached an underpass with a sign saying 16 feet, 3 inches. So I went to another underpass that was tall enough to ride. I'm a big user of drugs, as you can tell. Box of cough drops says take 1, I take 2. Here's the motivation for all of you. If you ever feel like a failure, that winning is just never an option for you, just remember this. The Titanic is proof you can be famous for being a complete failure on your first try. I won a staring contest with my reflection. At least, I think I did. Pretty sure he cheated. I invented a Blackhole air freshener. Instead of putting out good smells, sucks in the bad smells. I attended a family dinner and some family friends came along. One of them, a woman, took a liking to me, fancied me. She fell victim to my overbearing charm. At the time, I was eating a lot of food because, as you can tell, I'm a massive glutton. She began the process known as hitting on someone. Luckily, she didn't have a weapon. She started by saying the line, "I like a man who likes to eat." I didn't know your standards were so low. I continued this verbal intercourse by saying, "I like a woman who breathes oxygen." Unfortunately, she was from Neptune and only breathes ammonia and methane gas, but man, was she pretty. Instead of using condoms when I have sex, I use ketchup and mustard. People who are two-faced must have really difficult skincare routines. I went to a clothing store and I was approached by one of their acolytes. And I was asked, "Can I help you with anything?" I said, "Yes. Is it true that this statement is false?" My friend and I were once robbed in an alleyway. I showed the robbers my wallet, it was empty. So I took out my gun and held up my friend. I told the robber, "Hold up my friend, I'll be waiting down the bar." I bought a really good toothbrush, but since I had to brush my teeth, I had to buy 31 more. I tried using a flashlight. I was in the basement, but the batteries were installed backwards. When I turned it on, the room got darker. I think gravity was a prank made by aliens to watch us stumble and fall. I was born at a very young age. On my driving test, I totaled every car on the course, except the one I was driving. Public speaking doesn't scare me as much as public listening. I remember when I had Alzheimer's. I got bored one day and I carved the moon into an eyeball so that during its waning phase, it's like it's slowly about to wink at me. I have an extension cord with multiple outlets on it. Instead of plugging it into the wall, I plug it into itself for infinite power. I was never good in school, especially in English class. I got all A's in that class, so I never learned the other letters. I met the guy who names all the fruits and vegetables. I want to know his method. He explained how he named apples and blueberries, but I was curious, so I asked him, "How did you come up with the name for an orange?" He fell silent. He said, I can't tell you that. I said, all right. So I asked him, why is the small version of a watermelon called a grape, not a mini melon? He didn't say anything again. I felt like I was starting to intrude, so I asked one last question. I asked him, why is a lemon not called a yellow? I was immediately ejected off the premises. I'm a self-made man. I was born through mitosis. I bought a tool that makes my knife sharper, so nothing can do my taxes. I also bought a book on how to read how-to books. I'm still on the first page. As I was leaving my house, the front door asked me, do you want to hear a joke? I said, why, yes, I would love to. Front door said, knock, knock. I said, who's there? Door said, well, I forgot, but the back door knows the joke. So I went to the back door and said, can you please continue the joke? He said, sure. Door said, knock, knock. I said, who's there? He said, oh, I forgot, but the garage door knows the joke. Started getting suspicious. A camera once asked me to take a picture of it, so I did. I showed the image to the camera. It said, do I really look that big? I said, don't worry. The camera adds 10 pounds. I have a friend, a very strange friend. He has a tattoo on a prosthetic leg. Most people don't know that if your printer has a paper jam, you can just use some peanut butter. I keep a measuring tape under my pillow so I know how long my sleep was. I recently bought a waterbed for my back problems. I can jump really high on it too, because it's full of spring water. I attended a wedding for two really old trees, and after the service I approached them asking to see the rings. They said sure. Then they took out a saw and then sawed themselves in half. And then I asked them, is this the ring? No. Is this the ring? No. Is this the ring? No. My doctor who suffers from dyslexia told me that cancer causes smoking. I'm sorry, everyone. I think my split personalities are having an identity crisis. I had too much to drink one day, so I had to urinate from the top of the Grand Canyon. America got a new lake. I'm so homophobic the rainbow became one color. A boulder attends its own funeral as a gravestone. That's not a joke, that's just an observation that I made. Due to global warming, a family of snowmen have moved into my freezer. And since food is getting so expensive, I'm going to inject myself with plant DNA and live off photosynthesis. How do you know you're not being hunted down by a really terrible assassin? After eating a sandwich-flavored sandwich, I'm going to write a screenplay based off the story of Oedipus Rex, starring Samuel L. Jackson. I'm going to call it Motherfucker. I think everyone has been a lovely audience.